Ladies and gentlemen, CNN, the trusted name in news. Former business partner says Hunter sold, quote, illusion of access to Joe, sources say. So, Devin Archer testified today, and CNN is already being forced to address the issue of criminal activity. And so what they're saying now is they sold the illusion of access. When the reality is, AP News, they sold a lot more. AP News, Hunter sold illusion of access to his father, former business partner, tells Congress. They're going to run with this illusion of access, and they're going to say, you see, it's just an illusion of access. He sold the country to obtain profits or revenue or money funneled into their accounts. And he did so because he had the vice president and eventually the president as his person, his man, his intermediary, he was selling access to Joe Biden. Okay? That is against the law. You cannot do that. That is not only impeachable, but it's part of a bribery scheme. If we were all to say this, which we did 2 months ago, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, immediately the wonderful, highly educated, morally superior would say, that's just a conspiratorial theory. Well, as always, it's almost always whatever they call a theory turns out to be true. And so you have not just that, Daily Caller, Devin Archer confirms Joe was called, we'll just say my man, by Hunter. Devin Archer Daily Caller, Joe and Hunter dined with oligarchs. So Joe dined with Hunter and oligarch. Devin Archer testifies. This alongside the New York Post reporting that says where Hunter gets an email from somebody at the board of directors of the oil and gas company asking, how can you use your influence on the company's behalf? So you have emails asking Hunter for influence. You have Devin Archer testifying he sold the illusion or access. Archer right now is in hot water, caught between a rock and a hard place. If he says, well, you know what, he did this, this, and that he specifically altered U.S. foreign policy, then he too is involved in altering U.S. foreign policy. If he says, well, I sold the illusion of access, he's telling the truth without implicating himself. This is not rocket science for the morally superior among us who are going to say, the illusion of access, it's just an illusion. Don't you like, Harry Houdini and, a magician? It's just the illusion. People are giving money, according to these articles today, and hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen, to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, other publications. Go to hagoodman.com. To my Patreon, thank you. To my super thanks, thank you. And to the members, I love you. Thank you so much. And everybody that subscribes to this channel. And thank you very much again to the members of this channel. But you look, and you have the New York Post reporting, which is already enough to indict both Hunter and Joe. With Trump, they're desperately trying to go after him. The opposite is true. They're desperately trying to cover up for Biden. We're always finding out that people are giving money to Democrats. We then get reporting, even from the New York Times, CNN, and others saying, they're giving money because they want access to the U.S. government. Then we're getting reporting from the New York Post saying, here are the emails in that laptop showing that the people that gave money wanted influence. Then you have a prosecutor being forced out, a prosecutor that was going to investigate a company Hunter was on the board of directors of, known for shady tactics, let's say, known for perhaps breaking the law. And you have all these examples. I mean, you could look at the foundation, the wonderful foundation from Bill and Hillary, and a very, very suspicious but obvious racket. The uranium deal is an example. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Trump was a part of giving 20% of that commodity to our mortal adversaries? Okay, you got to speak in, an algorithmically friendly manner always. But they wanted access to the U.S. government. He not only gave the illusion, he gave more than that, and that is enough to indict, like I said, both Hunter, but mainly Joe. Okay, with Trump, they're saying that he committed he mishandled classified data. Hillary Clinton had servers. Do you understand? Like, at a certain point, the United States, the electorate, at a certain point, the electorate know what's going on, even the people who are defending Hunter and Joe and Democrats. When Democrats defend themselves, they do so from the vantage point that they would never allow Trump to get away with what they're getting away with. So, if Trump did things that made no sense, forced out a prosecutor, then bragged about it to the Council on Foreign Relations, told on himself, and then you had Eric Trump or Donald Trump Jr. or Kushner with a laptop, then all of social media prevented that information from being discussed and addressed during a hotly contested 2020, let's say. They would never allow that. You cannot allow the United States government to sell the allure of access, even if your defense is, well, you know what, he didn't sell any access, it was the allure of access. These people hide within the murky, gray area of semantics that they pretend absolves them of guilt. Everyone knows what's going on. They got more than access. There are quotes within the New York Post and Daily Mail reporting talking about how Hunter will do this or that, or promises this or that he is selling. If you want access to Joe, you have to go through him. Then there's the issue of classified data that is summarized by Hunter. That's Ted Cruz talked about that. So, I mean, you have servers with top secret intel siphoned onto them during President Obama's administration. Everyone knows that's infinitely worse than what Trump did, which was a former president with the power to declassify. All of these indictments will either result in a mistrial. The New York and D.C. indictments, eventually there'll be D.C. indictments likely, will result in convictions likely, but then also they'll be overturned by the Supreme Court. And we know what's going on. Trump has hotels. He has not only hotels, but he has golf courses, casinos, The Apprentice, and Democrats have the United States government. That's what this is all about. You can sell a casino, or you can sell the illusion of access, or you can sell access like the Bidens did and like the Clintons did. And I think Hillary Clinton somehow, some way will be the 24 nominee. I just, you know what? I'm still gonna, after this year, I'll stop saying that, because I cannot imagine she'll let mashed potato brains go two terms when now he is, in a way dirtier than she and Bill, than her. So who knows? But this is huge. Impeachment is right around the corner. And I think that resignation also, the more we find out about this, the more we see, okay, you did alter U.S. foreign policy. You can look at you can look at foreign policy, domestic policy, and you can look at the countries that fund Democrats, and you can say, wow, it's very bizarre how similar that is, especially the response to you know what. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. I've been saying for a long time, this is all going to be revealed, and it's being revealed right now. Give me your thoughts. Hit subscribe.